G'day fellas, and welcome to a casted game. Spawning as the orange Malian player. Dropping their town center down on the west side of the map, right next to a beautiful little river. We've got 3DB. And somewhere else on the map, yet to place his town center down, as the Chinese in the color blue, we've got Vortex. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mega Random. We're here on the Nomadic Clash. Mr. Merlin's Age of Empires 4 Nomad Tournament. There's 8 villages on the map for each player that you start off with. No town center. There's a little bit of a treaty time at the beginning of the game. 3 minutes of treaty time. But once those 3 minutes are up, that's it. You're in trouble. It's a big event that's happening. If you're watching this live on YouTube at the moment, there's a good chance that within the next 12 hours to 24 hours of you watching it, that Mr. Merlin will be live. So if I were you, I'd go watch it. In fact, about 12 hours after we upload this to YouTube, Mr. Merlin will be live. So I would recommend go over there, check it out. Go see what's happening right now, because I can assure you it's going to be action-packed. These guys at the moment are through to, I think this is like the round of 8, maybe the round of 16. So we're getting pretty high up there in this tournament at the moment. And personally, I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes. I mean, we've got 3DB, who's an ever-exciting player, up against Vortex, who is on the Chinese, one of my favorite civilizations, if not the, you know what? It's my main squeeze. It's the one and only. It's Bay. I love a little bit of Chinese, and we already see a bit of an interesting opening coming through from him. So we're going to be starting off with a dock here. So spending a lot of his resources, and keep in mind, he's actually got enough villages where he can still maintain enough wood production to keep those fishing boats coming. Take a look at this. 1 minute until that treaty ends. Scout going to be coming out. Now he knows where the town center is for B. B, on the other hand, is someone playing in the dark. Scout going to begin moving out across the map. He's going to spot out Vortex's scout. He's going to see what direction the scout came from. He's going to find the town center. So confirming the location of his enemy. And now, it's all up in the air, right, when it comes to this kind of early scouts. And look at this. A villager. Going to be coming down. Oh, this is so cheeky, because he's right up against the edge of the map. And I think that's the smart thing about the way that B's played this, right? B is playing it so that he's kind of in the middle of the map. He doesn't really mind. I mean, obviously, he's got like a nice little nook over here. But when you compare that to Vortex, he's got his back against the wall. And that can be a good thing, and it can be a bad thing. And I think in 1 versus 1, it can probably be a bad thing. Don't be afraid to go and take the map. But look at the resources that he's got access to here. Just really not a lot. I mean, when it comes to food, he's got these berries. Quite far away now. He knows about the berries. Treaty is over. Prepare for bloodshed. He knows about the berries, but the question is whether he's going to be able to achieve anything without them. He's looking to try and... I'm curious as to whether we're going to see like are we potentially going to see farms in the Dark Age here for Vortex? You'd hate to see it. You really would. But at the same time, it's not the best start for him. And I think that's just the way that Nomad goes, right? Like you roll the dice. Sometimes you get them. Sometimes you get got. And we do see B at the moment. He's getting them. He's doing well. I'm loving B's position. It's really, really good. Gold mine nice and close. He's got all of this fresh food. Or fresh food. Yeah, fresh food stuffs ready to go. And does add in a dock himself. Yet to discover the dock of his enemy. And by the same token, I don't think that... Oh, actually, no, I do take it back. The dock has been found. And I'm a bit cautious about this position here. Because you can see the crossing going across like that. It misses out on this one. I'm just hoping that this wall works. And there's not going to be some sneaky way you can get a boat in. And look, you can... I think he's actually testing it. Yeah, he's testing the wall because he's just... There you go. There you go. That's why you got to test him. He tests it, though. Very well played by Vortex to test the wall there. Make sure that he knows the weak point and fixes it. So, good read by Vortex. Vortex, obviously, an absolute pro. He attended the Red Bull Walla Lol. Did pretty well as well. Didn't do too badly. Down on the south side, we can see him adding in a village here. For me, the main question is, what's he going to do with all this wood? I feel like you've got to add in a second dock. He's got the 1 dock up for the moment, but I can't help but feel like you're going to start hitting an excess soon. And do we see him move out? It looks like, yeah, he's going to be moving out here. So 3 villagers going out over onto the gold. Meanwhile, B, he's nowhere near clicking up. Instead, going to be going for an early wheelbarrow. So the mill next to the town center. You can really see a larger focus on the Dark Age here in these Nomad games. I feel like people are a lot more happy to play a longer Dark Age just because they know if they've got a good start, that maybe their enemy doesn't. you know, the balance is off a lot. And so people are playing to the strengths of the Dark Age. That being things like the super early wheelbarrow here, any kind of upgrades that you can get. We now start to see B adding in more houses around the pit mine. This is another strength of the Dark Age that you can potentially rely on. And look at these walls coming out. B looking to try and take control of the map. Going to be looking to picket fence this one up. Gets down 3 out of the 4. Hits every single one. Well played by B. Can also look to kill a couple of sheep here as well. So Vortex going to be in a tough spot. When it comes for Vortex to crossing the map, he's only going to be able to cross up here, where he's got the dock in. So interesting decision from B to go for that. And we now see villagers getting pulled. A second dock going to be coming down here. And the age up for B coming through now. Going to be going for the Mansa Quarry. Definitely the safest bet. Obviously, when you consider the map and there's only one trade post on it, and it's in the middle of the map like this. I mean, there's a second one here actually, but even then, it's still not optimal. I mean, you could be running trades up to here, but it's just, you know, you're going to be sitting on like maybe 96 gold, that kind of thing. It's not a lot. And B going to be throwing down a dock. Not something that I expected to see. A dock on the other side of the walls. He obviously knows about the walls from Vortex, and this is going to start to threaten Vortex's food economy. If this dock gets up, it's going to be all over Red Rover for Vortex. And indeed it gets up. Looks like Villager 1 is going to go down. He's going to continue trying to contest the second Villager. Villager's going to make it out. Brings more villagers in. At the same time, towards that south side, we can see Vortex really getting stuffed by that early decision. I feel like he could have made the decision to go for the berries and just didn't do it. So I feel like it was a little bit, I don't know if greedy's the right word, but maybe would pig-headed be the right term? Basically, he's like, you know what? I don't need the berries. I can do it without. But I can't help but feel like he may have... He may be dealing with the consequences of that decision. Outpost coming up. Looks like it's going to be a hunting canoe, aka an archer ship. I don't actually know what the names are of these. So archer ship going to be coming out. Remember, it's got that AoE damage. Still that outpost providing plenty. Oh, he's trying to get the block in, and it looks like he's managed to just get past that range of the outpost. Beautiful job by B to get past there. Now going to be looking to focus down docks, or rather fishing boats. Manages to get the first one down. And now they're all going to be heading back, and unfortunate for B, or rather for Vortex in this position, he's going to have to respond with a war junk. So a little bit more of an investment. Now we see the second hunting canoe coming out. They take a fair bit of damage, and look at the block. Look at the block attempt from Vortex. Beautiful micro coming in on this north side of the map. And now, fishing boats popping through, managing to keep alive most of them. Only one has gone down so far. Expect to see, do we see a demo ship now coming out? No, he's going to go into a war canoe instead. Looks like one fishing boat's gone down, and he's looking to pick off the rest of the hunting canoes. Should be able to take this one out. Just trying to scramble and really keep these fishing boats alive. He's done a pretty good job of keeping them alive. Looks like another one might go down. No, he's able to keep it up. So only 4 fishing boats go down in the end. And that is the consequence of that early decision not to take berries. So very bold decision by Vortex. Now we've got another war canoe coming out. War canoe looking to just pick off fishing boats by the look of it. But obviously understanding that he's not going to be able to win this position any longer. And we now see a demo ship coming out. Hold the phone. Demo ship coming through. He could actually hit... Yeah, he could go for the fishing boats here. Weakens all the fishing boats. Now the fishing boats have got to evac out. 3DB definitely playing this opening very well. A lot of aggression. Back towards his base, though. We do see a stable has come up for him. Nothing else, really. He's just got the mill. His fishing economy, largely untouched. Not largely untouched, completely untouched. Scout coming through, yet to pick up that warrior scout upgrade. Second town center in the works. At the moment for Vortex behind this is only recently just gotten on to that stone. We can see only 3 vills. It could also be for arrow slits. 3 vills on stone is almost certainly arrow slits, rather. Now, Villager's going to be sieging down the dock. Springled ship also going to be sieging down the dock. Once these guys have made their way through, he will be able to delete the wall and then begin attempting to hit the enemy economy. But just note, a very simple outpost or even just a wall across here is going to slow him down. Did anybody just... Did that fishing boat just... Damn, dude! How do you do that? Invisibility! Invisibility has come to age of... I mean, stealth was already here, Drongo. Don't get too excited. Don't get too excited, mate. We already had stealth. And it's the Malians. I didn't know that. Did you guys know the Malian fishing boat can go stealth? I didn't know that. Turns out they can. Vortex now dropping down a barracks in response to the stable of his enemy. Definitely the right call here. But villagers going to be moving out. This does get scouted out. Look at the outpost. I didn't even realize we got ourselves a little bit of a tower rush. Take a look at that. The villagers managed to get past though. And now more villagers are going to be moving out to the front side. Javelin thrower is also going to be in the mix here. Javelin thrower is going to be very effective against the Chinese in this feudal position. Nothing really to deal with them. Obviously, the palace guards are going to be able to completely destroy javelin throwers. And this javelin thrower deciding to take a bit of a detour underneath the town center. It's never really a good idea to have a detour down like that, but 3 vills looking to drop an outpost down. We got ourselves a bit of an outpost war coming through here. Everything's gone quiet on that northern front. The wall did come up. B actually going to be gathering up food on the other side of the wall. Single javelin thrower looking to try and pick off all of those spears. And the outpost does get cancelled. B going to be throwing down another outpost in the exact same position. Trying to draw those villagers away. B with a slight advantage at the moment. Warrior scout numbers are high, but don't be too scared of those warrior scouts. They don't really do that much damage. They scratch you. And look at these villagers. Oh, terrible decision. Unfortunately by Vortex. Well, not even a decision, but unfortunate timing right there. They do get caught out, and he's going to lose 5 vills. So Vortex losing a lot of villagers in this game so far. Obviously some fishing boats, some villagers. A little bit of a waterfall coming in as well. Just your classic Nomad waterfall, your mega random waterfall. They do happen sometimes. But villagers going down on both sides. I feel like a news reporter, like, oh, there's villagers down on both sides. You know, like there's is it like bad actors on both sides? Anyway, I don't know why I mentioned that. There you go. There's bad villagers on both sides. Spear's getting some really good trades here on the front side. He's able to take out all of the cavalry and then just move out. B not paying attention. He can actually clean up the javelin throwers as well. It's going to take a lot of APM from B. We hear Vortex going to be deleting that wall and now going to be making a break for it. I'd be tempted to say maybe look to try and re-wall yourself, but yeah, maybe it's just not worth it. You've got the advantage here, so you can push it. We do see the RGB neon lights coming in on these fishing boats. It's a unique upgrade for the Malians. It's actually not. I think every civ gets this upgrade. It just depends on the camera angle at the time. But he's under pressure on this north side now. What's the reaction going to be? He could look for a... Yeah, I think he's just going to look for a walk here. Gets taken out, though. Nice attempt to get it up, but the palisade wall will go down very quickly. As long as it gets focused down by Vortex. At the same time, back towards the main base of Vortex. The javelin throwers begin pushing out. I'll tell you what, this wood source here has been a real blessing for Vortex, hasn't it? He's been just eating it alive this game. Yet to really convert it into farms. 30 villagers, though. 28. And the 2 here. A lot of villagers on wood right now. He should be able to get through that. Can he not get through? Maybe he just can't. Maybe he couldn't get through this part. I'm impressed. Sofa on the left. On the right-hand side, javelin throwers and huge javelin numbers, actually. 2 rangers. Just the 2 rangers. 2 rangers, 2 stables. So pretty standard. And look at this. Aggressive pit mine. Really feeling like B has got solid control of this game. Horseman going to be moving out. Spear's going to be working together in tandem. It's a beautiful combo coming out from Vortex. Exactly what he needs to deal with this. I feel like he's almost playing against the French here. You know, you've got the archer for the French and the knight, aka the sofa. But you can't help but feel like the javelin throwers may have overcommitted here. Sure, the numbers still look good, but remember, these are expensive units. These cost as much as crossbows. And Spear's just surrounding completely. The distinct lack of archers here is going to hurt B. But good micro coming out from him nonetheless. Does lose the sofa. Vortex very happy in this position, and I think we're really seeing the power of the spearman now. It's specifically against this composition, but I think having not gone for archers and instead go for javelin throwers, you basically open yourself up to this as a response. So maybe mixing in archers was the call for B. Because take a look at the military pop. All of a sudden, B's in a bit of trouble. He's down 18 military population here. Horseman numbers slowly rising. He's up to 3 horsemen. Now, for me, the question is whether he's going to be adding in more docks. And I guess we've got our answer. It definitely feels like there needs to be more docks. And now it makes sense as to why we've got a wall off over here. I was trying to work out what this wall was all about, but now I've got the answer. I thought he was just trying to prevent him from getting over here. Like, didn't want him to get the big gold. But obviously that's a little bit like... I don't know what to say. Like, that obviously is not the answer. Explosive junk, unfortunately. falling short a little bit there. But going for a little bit of a secret fishing base. Not something that I expected. We hear the sprinkled ship firing off towards the dock. They've managed to secure up a pretty decent foothold on this north side. But at the same time, look at B, just expanding over this entire river. How many docks are we talking right now for B? 2? 4? 4 docks up for B. It's a large amount of docks. But now he's kind of fallen back. Where does he go from here? Do we see a castle age coming through? We could see a castle age coming through. He's got a lot of villagers on food. So there's the potential that it comes through. Let's switch it over so we can see the income a minute. It'd take about a minute for him to actually get up. Compare that to Vortex and it'd take him 2 minutes to get up. But now Vortex with the pressure going to be turning that attention towards the pit mine. Only a couple volleys and that bad boy is going to be down on the ground. Bit of a barrack switch as well coming through. Donzos could be the play. Looks like a couple of the archer shots went wide and hit the Mansa Quarry, triggering the enemy attacking landmark notification. Back towards that south side though. Take a look at this. Look at the aggression that's coming out from Vortex all of a sudden. These outposts are doing a really good job of just keeping back any forces trying to make it in on this south side. So he works his magic on the north side. He's going to be doing a bit of a run by. Manages to spot the Vils out on the gold mine. But B going to fall back immediately. Begins dropping houses down there. Knows how important that pit mine is to maintain that wood or that gold income. And I was going to say somehow losing his ship here was because of the attack. But the sofa numbers, look at the sofa numbers. He's rising up in the sofa numbers, up to 9 sofa now. Quite a fair bit. I do like the fact that he's mixed in Donzos instead of going into archers. Donzos are such a smart move here as well because the Donzo will break even. Like more than break even against the spearman. Will absolutely destroy the spearman. That extra 1 armor really adds up over the course of a fight. And then on top of that, they do very effectively against the horsemen. So they'll be able to keep the javelin throwers alive. So I think B playing this feudal age very well. Take a look at the income per minute at the moment though. Skyrocketing up to 1,500, almost 1,500 food in a minute. So B could be looking for a castle age at pretty much point blank. He could be feudal and then all of a sudden, boom, his castle. So you really got to watch out for that. And he still maintains a decent score lead, despite really no large differences here. I mean, the biggest differences that we've got are upgrades, right? Like B has got every upgrade, every blacksmith upgrade, every economic upgrade he's got in the feudal age. Compare that over to Vortex, not a single economic upgrade, and he's missing +1 ranged attack, which is pretty acceptable, I'd say, for a man who doesn't have any ranged units. I guess you still do lose out on things like your outposts, that kind of thing. Able to keep the war junk alive. Take a look at this. The war junk slowly but steadily coming back up in health. Let's have a look and see what Vortex looks to do, and it's going to be to pressure the front. Let's see if he's able to force the response, and indeed he does. Manages to take out a fair few units as well. So very nice hold on this north side by Vortex. Look at the military mass here, starting to look a little bit scary. Just chasing away villagers. We're going to enter into the cinematic mode as things are about to heat up, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for us to witness 3DB and Vortex finally going head to head. It's been a long time but as these militaries have been going back and forth, but now I suspect B's going to be in a great position and Vortex has to appreciate that. Falling back away, but we can see now the Sofa going to be able to clean up these rams at the very least. So not a super good trade here for Vortex. 500 wood going to be going down the drain. A single spearman moving forward, looking to volunteer himself. Unfortunately, he's volunteering himself for death. Never a good thing to volunteer for. Villagers now going to be moving over onto that east side. They will get exposed. Now B going to be potentially looking to chase them down. Bring back in the UI so we can see what the income is for these guys at the moment. So I suspect it's going to start really rising up. Yeah, we can see he's crossed that 2,000 threshold income. At the same time for Vortex, he's down quite a bit. And we do see that the Donzos are going to be looking to move over towards this position. Villagers have come back. And B's definitely got Vortex in the corner. I mean, Vortex has given him the runaround at the moment. But it definitely feels like Vortex is in the corner, which is somewhere that you kind of don't mind being as the Chinese sometimes. But you got to have resources to do it. Like, I think back to Hill and Dale, where you're in the corner, and I'm loving that map, right? Because I've got 8k gold, I've got 4k gold, I've got 2 big forests. I'm loving life. But compare that to Vortex, mate. You got a cliff and a bee sheep. That's it. Like, you've got a sheep of the enemy and a cliff. That is all you've got in this corner. There is nothing at all keeping you happy. Horseman gonna have to fall back. Demo ship, demo ship, demo ship could be big here. Oh, he's gonna siege down the demo ship. Oh, boom. Wait. How many? It looked like only 3 so far went down. He did huge damage there. Second demo going to be coming out. Watch out. Venga boys are here. Boom, boom, boom. They all go down. Vortex. Absolutely beautifully timed right there. B not paying attention. He must have been looking somewhere else because I tell you what, you probably wanted to be looking right there. There were some fireworks, that's for sure. But now on that south side, we do see a farm transition slowly but steadily coming through for Vortex. Obviously, food has not been the best thing for him this game. And the arch is also going to be thrown in by Vortex. Definitely the right choice. Needs to try and take this fight before the elite upgrades, or rather, the veteran upgrades come through. And veteran Donzo is going to be coming in now. Beautiful timing on this one. And Vortex all of a sudden going to find his stride right now. This is beautiful. And for some reason, Musafari coming out. I don't know exactly why this is. There's no armored units that have arisen for Vortex just yet, considering he is still in the Feudal Age. So these guys are just going to get absolutely eaten alive. I guess they do relatively well against spears. But even then, surely you just rather Donzos, right? You get that extra armor. You're feeling good about yourself. Veterancy now going to come through. Obviously, Farimba Garrison did go up. So it's going to mean those units are coming out much faster, much harder, and of course, a little bit cheaper as well. But beautiful micro coming out from Vortex. And he's just holding this position very strong. B in a little bit of trouble here. But remember, he is castle. He's got that tech advantage. And of course, he's sitting with that Farimba Garrison, which is going to be pumping out those units non-stop, extra fast. So let's see where he goes from here. Dropping down the mosque. He's going to be looking to pick up relics. How does he hold? Because you've got a pretty decent composition that you're up against here. The main weakness seems to be the cavalry. So what can you use to exploit that? Well, you can say, all right, I'm just going to go for a very heavy archer comp. But it doesn't look like he's going to be doing that. Even though he could easily be going into archers, he's instead going to go into Musafari, which is curious because on paper, Musafari do lose to archers. But in practice, they actually beat them as long as you can get on top of them. So that's going to mean that there's no outposts around from Vortex, no scouts. And that's going to mean that there's no front line either for those archers. And we can see just a beautiful spread of units here coming through for Vortex. He's going to have to fall back with these villagers, though. And what a game that we've got coming in right now. Big shout out to Mr. Merlin. I'm going to leave a link in the description to his YouTube page. Make sure you guys go check him out. He's a fellow creator, a good friend as well. Yeah, just an all-round stand-up guy. So go say good day to him. Check out some of his content as well, because I tell you what, he's got a beautiful accent. I'm a little bit envious of him. To the north, I don't know what's going on up here. We got ourselves a little bit of a dance of the different type, but I'm going to focus more here on the land army as we've got these two players battling it out into the cinematic mode. The veterancy of the Malians going up against the feudal age of the Chinese, but he's holding on for dear life and he's doing a decent job. Looks like the numbers here might be in his favor, and B should be able to hold this one because he does have those reinforcements coming through closer. We see Sofa numbers are looking pretty good here as well. The main thing that he's got to worry about are these rams, but even then he should be fine with the rams. Archers on the backside going to get cleaned up here, and of course the extra units that are just coming out from that Farimba Garrison should be able to clean this up. I wouldn't be too fussed if I'm Vortex, or if I'm B right now. The main fuss is going to be from Vortex. What do you do in this position, considering that you haven't been able to add in that second town center just yet? You're only sitting on 1 TC. You're actually not even Song Dynasty. So, yeah, this is a bit of a head scratcher, right? Because Vortex, he doesn't have his win condition is to, like, survive, right? But your only reason to survive, and by the way, have we just got fishing boats just blocking? Is he just being an asshole, just blocking? He's like, no food, no soup for you. I think that might be the case. So the issue I'm looking at right now is that Vortex's win condition typically as China is like survive, right? You want to survive until the late game, or at least survive until the castle age, where you can get your nest of bees online and you can really start causing some havoc. But even in this position at the moment, surviving doesn't really achieve you much because you don't have a huge economy. Your enemy's up 15 villages. So where do you go from here? And to me, it seems like Vortex's answer is, well, I'm just going to kill him. I'm just going to kill him right now. But by the same token, no units in queue, or the 2 spears in queue. Just a little bit of wood stacked up right there. Also going to throw in some horsemen, and it feels like he's very committed to this ram push. Like it's a non-stop ram tower push coming in, throwing down another 2 rams here. But remember behind this, like we see just more and more units coming out from the Farimba Garrison. He's got the stables, he's got the barracks, he's got the archery range. In fact, he's actually lost a fair bit. 1, 2, 3 production facilities did go down, and that monastery going down. So he's lost a fair bit. Now going to be losing again and archery range. 62 health on that bad boy. I don't think there's any villagers nearby to pull that one out. He says there's 3 villagers walk past. And indeed, the archery range does go down. So Vortex is really going all in. Chinese all in. I mean, we often see, you know, you hear about the concept of a Chinese all in. Like most notably, you know, the Chokunu all in. But even, to be honest with you, that's not all in. And the reason why it's not all in is because you can always fall back on your economy. Your Song Dynasty, you've got extra villages. So even if they defend the push, you're not quote-unquote all in. Vortex is all in. This is actual Chinese all in right now because he's down villages, he's down tech, and he's just committing 100% to Feudal. He is really going hard with these rams. There's 3 landmarks. He knows where every single one is. They're all within a screen of each other. He can commit and he can kill right now. Towards the north, though, we do see plenty of units. Oh, my lord, that's a lot of units coming in for B. Remember, these are veterancy units. And I can feel it, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to go into the cinematic mode once again. Because B and Vortex are looking angrily at each other. I know that there's some units over onto the east side of the screen, I think. I'm thinking about them. But I'm not gonna look at them. I'm gonna focus right here. And just the numbers for Vortex. I mean, nowhere to be seen, right? Like, look at the javelin throwers. The javelin throwers alone for B could just defeat this army. And he's not even going to need to. He just moves forward. He's absolutely running over the top. He wants to try and take out those landmarks. But B ain't going to let him. Sofa getting on top of it. He's got the Musafati there as well. Javelin throwers, as I mentioned, single-handedly going to be able to push this back. A couple of horsemen going to get thrown in. But remember, these guys have got their veterancy out. They've got extra armor. They've got extra health. They've got extra attack. And they're going to be able to clean that up as long as he kites. That's going to be a key factor. He needs to kite, though. Javelin throwers do fall back. Got themselves, once again, a little bit of a line. The rams go down, and all of a sudden, he's going to be pushing back. And we've got a completely feudal age Vortex here, who's down 1,400 points. And now the outposts begin to get cleaned up. And Vortex, well, he is the single citizen of Troubletown right now, because that's where he is. He's in Troubletown. We've got ourselves, look at this. Oh, my lord, we've got ourselves, oh, my lord, we've got ourselves something a little special. Transport ship to the north. He tried to secure up this position. Look at the villagers. Look at the villagers right now. B going to be idle and hold your horses, ladies and gentlemen. The game ain't over until the fat lady sings. And I tell you what, I'm not a lady, but I might be singing. The game still ain't over, though. It is not over at all at this point. But I love the way that he's now going to get through the gate. Like, he does the big brain move to move the horsemen over to the other side. And then he loses. Like, then they just, all the vills run through the gate. And they're like, you know what? We didn't think about that. Okay, note to self. Watch out for gates. Those things, they don't mess around. Speaking of not messing around, look at this. Look at the size of this army coming out from B here. 17 veteran Sofa at the moment. Huge amount of Musafati here as well. Moving across this map. And now all of a sudden, B is going to be taking the aggressive stance. Vortex is going to be falling back. He's still down 20 villagers at this point. Economy really not in a good spot for him. Not playing to the strength of China, just really looking to play one base China. He's playing China like he'd play Holy Roman Empire, except he doesn't go for Castle Age. I don't even know what the comparison would be. Is there any civ that plays like this? Maybe the Ottomans could probably get away with it. That would be it. But now we enter into the cinematic mode as the Sofa begin making their way through. Villagers on the front line as well. And archers looking to hold off all of the Musafati over on that east side of the battle. But at the same time, look at the Sofa numbers. They're huge. And we don't even have javelins here. It doesn't even matter. There they are, the handful of javelins running through. It's not looking good for Vortex. So I think it might be a good game on this. There's just way too many units. He's pushing in. He's going to crush it. And good game does indeed get called, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. It just quickly crushed or quickly closed out. So there you guys go. A nice quick game there for you. And well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out Mr. Merlin. I don't know exactly why it sends us to the game like, or back to the screen like this. I guess sometimes the game bugs out. But there you go. We're just here. We're chilling. Go check out Mr. Merlin. I'll leave a link in the description. And of course, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.